All right, let's continue. We in Judas, the 13th chapter, and it reads, verse 1. Now when the evening was come, his servants made haste to depart, and Bacchus shut his tent without. Talking about Holofernes. Judas is going to this leader for a special mission that she didn't tell no one, and dismissed the waters from the presence of his Lord. And they went to their beds, for they were all weary, because the feast had been long, a long feast where they was drinking and eating a lot of food. And Judas was left alone in the tent, and Holofernes lying along upon his bed, for he was filled with wine, he was drunk. Now Judith had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber, and to wait for her coming forth, as she did daily, as her handmaid did daily. For she said she would go forth to her prayers, and she spake to Bacchus according to the same purpose, told him the same thing. So all went forth, and none was left in the bedchamber, neither little nor great. Then Judith, standing by his bed, said in her heart, said in her mind, O most high power of all power, look at this present upon the works of mine hands for the exaltation of Jerusalem, to save Jerusalem, to save the Israelites. But now is the time to help thine inheritance, which are the children of Israel, and to execute mine enterprises to the destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to the pillar of the bed, which was at Holofernes' head, and took down his fashion from thence, took down that covering that he had over his bed, and approached to his bed, and took hold of the hair of his head, and said, Strengthen me, O Most High, of power of Israel, this day. And she smote twice upon his neck with all her might, and she took away his head from him. Bam! Bam! 2 times. Finished. Beautiful Israelite woman. She stroked 2 times on his head, took it off, and tumbled his body down from the bed, pushed his body down from the bed, and pulled down the canopy from the pillars. And Anan, after she went forth, and gave Holofernes his head to her maid. Gave his head to her maid, put it in the bag, gave it to her maid. And she put it in her bag of meat. She put his head in her bag of meat. So they twain, them two, went together according to their custom unto prayer. Now she done cut off his head, now she going to prayer.